The Star Wars sequel trilogy contains some of the best moments in the entire franchise. That being said, there are people like this commenter that believes that those moments are few and far between. So I figured, screw it, what the hell. Here are my 5 favorite moments from the Star Wars sequel trilogy. And we're starting off strong with Kylo Ren's introduction. Making a brand new main antagonist after we already had Darth Vader and Palpatine was always going to be an uphill battle. However, for me personally, from the moment he stepped on screen, Kylo Ren instantly became one of my favorite villains in this franchise. Dodging a blaster bolt? Pretty cool. Deflecting a blaster bolt? Pretty badass. Stopping one dead in its tracks before ordering the massacre of an entire village? Oh, that's a villain. Moving right on down to number 4, we've got the Holdo maneuver. No, I do not care about your dissertation about how this breaks lore because a woman with purple hair did it instead of Admiral Akbar. This is one of the most beautifully shot moments in the entirety of Star Wars. With my only gripes with the scene being that I think Holdo should have been a character in The Force Awakens, or that role should have been filled completely by Princess Leia. Because while this is a badass self-sacrifice moment, I feel like it would have been higher up on my list if we spent some time with the person committing it. Also, if a mention of The Last Jedi was enough to trigger you, you are not gonna like this next one. My pick for number 3 is the throne room scene from The Last Jedi, from beginning to the end of it. Snoke revealing to both Rey and Kylo Ren that he strengthened their connection as a chess move in order to figure out Luke's location was a great twist, only outdone by the twist that came immediately after it. I was there opening weekend. The audible gasp throughout the crowd, followed by the applause of the entire audience when this happened, followed by a Darksider and a Jedi teaming up to kick ass. Capped off with the lightsaber quick draw and Kylo Ren revealing that no, he is not switching sides, he's just switching up his job title. My pick for number 2, Han Solo's death. Han Solo is one of my favorite characters in this franchise, so I want you to know that I am not exaggerating. I screamed no at the top of my lungs as if I was present in the scene. I love the dialogue between father and son. I love the tug of war for Ben's soul. And I love that in his final moments, Han was not angry or upset with Ben. He was still a loving father through and through. Wasn't the only thing through and through in that scene. That lightsaber stab was diabolical. And I'll give an honorable mention to Ben Solo's redemption in episode 9 due to the callback to this scene. Yeah, episode 9 doesn't have many moments that I would put in my greatest of all times list, but that moment was a nice touch. But my number 1 favorite moment in the entirety of the Star Wars sequel trilogy is Luke arriving on Crate. This right here is pure cinema. In the Resistance's darkest moment, when no other option is on the table, Luke Skywalker arrives in a pitch black cave, walks the entire situation out of the darkness and through flames, which is symbolic of him overcoming his self-doubt and depression, to stare down an entire army as a mythological legend, before ultimately facing down the embodiment of all of his mistakes, not in anger, but to say, I'm sorry.